He was a merchant seaman, and he followed behind his father's footsteps and became a merchant seaman. He traveled the world, and he traveled from country to country. But back in 1803, he decided he was going to come down to Spanish Florida territory. And once he comes here, he receives a land grant from the Spaniards, and that first land grant was given to him over at Laurel Grove, which is Orange Park today.
It's a sea island, so the fact that it was close to the Atlantic coast, easily accessible, made it developable property. Being in Jacksonville, he also had a house and property, a warehouse in Fernie the Beach, which would have been basically right across the river from the U.S. He built a big enterprise in moving slaves into different areas.
And we do know that during Zephaniah's stay here in Spanish Florida, he did have 6 plantations. Here at Kingsley, there was about 80 slaves that was here. Their day-to-day life, working off the task system. They worked the cotton fields, which was, he had cotton, he also had sugar cane, and vegetables to sustain life here on the plantation itself. So they're working from sunrise to 3 o'clock in the afternoon to make sure that all their tasks was done, along with taking care of their own small little gardens that they had. So they worked pretty much all day.
According to research, Mr. Kingsley treated his slaves very well. Their housing was nice. They weren't mistreated as many of them were.
Yeah, the cabins were developed and set up to where that was also became a little community in and of itself. And then just the fact that they could work for a chance at freedom. So it just wasn't the traditional type of American slavery we recognize, where you're born in slavery, you stay in slavery, you never get out. It's almost like an indentured servant to a degree, where you work long enough, you can buy your freedom, or you can work for that freedom and move on.
And then 1806, he decides he was going to go down to Havana, and he purchased 3 females, and one of those females was Anna, who was from Senegal, Africa. She was Wolof, and he purchased her. And before he brings her back to Laurel Grove, he said he married her in a foreign land under foreign customs. She was at the age of 13. He was at the age of 41. So that's how Anna ends up with Zephaniah as a slave in Laurel Grove. And then 5 years later, he decided he was going to free Anna, and he does. At the age of 18, he frees her, and when he frees her, the Spanish crown turns around and gives Anna 5 acres of land over at Mannequin Point. Zephaniah supports her with 12 slaves for her to manage, to help her manage her property. And as he goes out back at sea and does his merchant seaman, she's managing her property and Zephaniah's property during this time.
Kingsley's white family tries to claim all the property since Anna was a former slave. So Anna takes him to court.
And she actually won, which that in of itself is another just miracle of that day, that she continued to keep possession of her property.
And then after 1855, the state park came in and purchased the park and made it a state park. But after they start running out of funds, the national park steps in 1989. They come in and got the plantation back up to the national park standards, and so we could show it to the public.